me tell you something. It was tough at the beginning, Dr. V. I got handled the other day. I went out and ate something, and it went right through me all night long, going south. Didn't just hang in the holding area. It just went south. It was crazy. And you sit there and you go, man, what am I going to do? And then you don't want to eat. But because you told me to do it, since I didn't eat a whole day, I ate a piece of turkey bacon because you told me it was
I
good to eat a
didn't
piece
say
of turkey.
that.
Yes, you did. You
Brat
told me it was
diet. Brat diet.
you said, right, to eat the turkey bacon, you told me, because there's a tea in there. You told me to eat the turkey bacon, right? The tea, the bar brat diet, tea,
That's
turkey
for
bacon.
toast. Tea's
I
for
thought it was the
toast.
turkey bacon.
No. Tea's for toast.
Oh, well, I
Give
didn't
your
do
bowel a
toast.
chance to come back.
I did some turkey bacon, one piece, and some apple cider
Oh,
because
that's
they're good for
great. Oh,
probiotics.
fantastic.
It gets it
Great.
rolling. It gets it
Oh, my
rolling. It
God.
gets it rolling in there. Okay.
We don't need a roll. We need to calm down.
Well, it's calm, I think. I
Okay,
don't know. I
good.
just got to
Nice and
get
calm.
something in it. I'm just losing so much weight. I don't know what to do. Either way, I got to start eating again. Spartacus, I love
Spartacus
him.
is
He's
back.
with us. Spartacus, we were just saying. I just got over. I had some bad food poisoning and went crazy, and then I listened to I listened to Dr. V telling me to eat turkey bacon to feel better. Can you believe
I
that? He
did not
tells me to
say
eat
that.
the Bart diet, Spartacus. I eat the tea in the Bart diet. He tells me it's not turkey bacon, it's toast. He
Save your
didn't tell
turkey
me
for
till afterwards.
Thursday. Thursday, you can eat turkey.
Thursday, you can eat turkey. Okay. Either way, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do so. I don't know what I'm eating tonight. We'll find out. We're all going out for
We'll
Steve's
see
birthday.
where you are tonight.
We're gonna have a good time. Let's start rocking into where we're going with all the action. Okay. Right now, it's like really weird. Gaetz is gone faster than I. It is horrible, Spartacus. It's horrible, and especially you get older, it just goes through you. But at least it doesn't. You don't gain weight with it. That's a good point. That your wife likes you after 43 years and says you still look pretty good. So you go, okay, I'll put up with that. What do you say, Dr. V? What do you say, Spartacus? So either way, I'll be eating later. So we were looking at this. Gaetz went fast. As I told you last week, I thought Gaetz, the whole idea of Gaetz was just to be like a smoke screen. I thought
Right.
initially that's all it was. Because what did I say about Gaetz? And it's so true. If you got a speeding ticket, would you want Gaetz to represent you in
No.
traffic court? No.
No.
And this guy was going to be attorney general. What's with this hair? And this guy was going to be attorney general. And you sit there and you go, what's going on with these guys? How can you bring in a guy like that? He got out fast. He's walked away from, he was reelected. He's walked away from that part. He must have seen or heard exactly what's in this ethics report. He has to, Random. We love you, Random. He has to know what that report said. That report had to be horrible, and it was going to come out no matter what happened. I mean, think about it. This guy's going to be attorney general. Prostitution's prostitution. Okay, you got what you got. That's life. But when you're the attorney general and you're laying out 7 to 10 grand on prostitution, how can you be the attorney general? And if you can't represent somebody in traffic court, how can you be the attorney general? I just don't understand. And he's still, if you look at him, he looks like Butthead.
He does. Now that you mentioned it.
Didn't I tell you? Look, the face, the whole Beavis and Butthead. One of the greatest cartoons of all time.
The forehead's all the way back.
All the way back. Yeah. I mean, that's Gaetz. He's so perfect. And let me tell you, this is one of my favorite cartoons. My favorite, of course, is Popeye. I am what I am, and that's all that I am. And that's how I look at my life. I hope you do too, Dr. V, that way.
Sure.
I am what I am, and that's all that I am. So, don't disagree with me. If you don't agree with me, fine. But if you disagree with me, I love you. That's what's so much fun about all this. Okay, so Gaetz is gone. He's yesterday's news. Some right-wing foundation's going to pick him up. He has plenty of money, supposedly. His dad, I think, is a big machine guy, runs his county in Florida. Excuse me. So he's in good shape there. He ain't much of a lawyer, but somebody will pick him up to be a right-wing loon. He fits in great with some of them. Trump is picking up his 2025 guys. You know how he said he wasn't going to do that? That Project 2025, those guys are coming. But we still have 2 guys we got to look at that are a problem. And I think they're going to pass right on through. But you got Pete Hegseth from Fox, and you've got Tulsi Gabbard, who I'm more worried about than anybody else.
Yeah.
So you look at the Hegseth. My feeling is he paid the lady. That's what you do. You get sued. You either go to court or you pay somebody and you settle. That's what it's called. It's called a settlement. I can't get on Hegseth for settling his case. He did what he did. Anybody would do that. You do it to protect yourself from work, right? You do it so it doesn't get public. You do all that stuff. So he was okay with that. I don't have a problem. I mean, the allegations sound pretty weak, but on his part. But yet at the same place, the Botox, but at the same place, at the same time, you got to look at this guy. Go, this is his third wife. That's fine. And he was in between wives, going to the third one. When this happened, he got somebody else pregnant. Okay, that's Trump. That's Trump. So you got to say this guy's going to get through. The Republicans are going to have no problem with him, and it doesn't matter. But like I'm saying, paying off somebody on a settlement, that's fine. I can't get outraged about it. I hear all my Democratic friends going, "Oh, you paid her off." What are you talking about? If you got sued and you had the money and it was a tight case and you didn't want to go into paying your lawyers millions of dollars over 3 years to deal with it, it's easier to make a deal.
That's not the point. The point is he's not qualified. What's his qualifications? He was served in the armed forces. What's his qualifications?
He's on Fox and Friends on the weekend. What are you talking about?
That's his quality.
Wow. How can you not be? He's on Fox and Friends on the weekend. And he wears cool glasses. He has tattoos. He's tough. He's good looking. He's perfect.
Perfect. Oh, good.
You got to remember, these guys, it's not going to matter, folks, because these guys are just there to do what Trump wants them to do. So Trump will say, do this, they'll do it. It's not going to be an independent action. I mean, that's how I see it. He'll say, I want your list of all these generals we want to get rid of. He'll lay them up there and he'll fire them. Okay, that's just how the game works. Tyler, we're not arguing with that. If I'm not on Hegseth about his military duty, he did great. I say right on. That doesn't make him a leader. That doesn't, just because everybody in the military isn't a leader, that doesn't make him a guy who can run all these different cabinets. I'm sorry, all these different divisions inside the military. That doesn't mean anything. It just means he was a good American who fought for America. And thank you, and right on. I say right on, but it doesn't make him anything. I mean, it's like, wow. It's like saying Gaetz passed the bar so he could be attorney general. I mean, who are you kidding? Come on. It doesn't work that way.
A heart operation, so I should be a thoracic surgeon.
Right. I mean, Hegseth, I say right on, thank you for everything, but to be all you're there is to fire people. I don't see where his big focus, where he has anything to do except do what Trump tells him to do, which is basically what a cabinet does. So the question is going to be, are the Republicans, the Senate's going to pass him? Yes, they're going to confirm him. Assume it, that baby's over with. He's a tough guy. They like the tough guys. Next one is Tulsi Gabbard. She's the problem. Nobody's talking about her. They're only talking a little bit about her. She was a congressman. Yeah, I think she was in the Army also, a sergeant or something, I believe. Right on, thanks. Mm-hmm. But the bottom line is she loves Syria. And when Assad, Syria was dropping chemical warfare on kids, excuse me, during this war that they were having, okay? And he was dropping chemical warfare on it, and she gets on a plane, flies out to see him and goes, oh, he didn't do it. And everybody knew it. The proof is everywhere. And remember this, his father destroyed an entire city. What was the name of Homs or something like that? His father, Bashir first Assad, destroyed, dropped chemical weapons on them at the same time. So we're in that situation where this guy just does that. You stay there. Do not come here, please. Where that guy does not do that. It's my granddaughter, but she's not a party to this. So we keep her out of this. Okay. I love you, but no, you can't come over. Thank you. We'll see you afterwards. So great. I love you. I love her. She's what we talk about. Remember when everybody gives us trouble all the time, folks, on being old? That's what makes half of being old worthwhile. Exactly. Because you got a great granddaughter who's so beautiful and so nice. I love you. Now going back upstairs, don't play on the steps, okay? So as we got that going on, that's my girl. As we got that going, that's the truth. I love both of them.
Grandkids are the best.
Incredible. I know how you feel about yours. So the bottom line is that with Tulsi Gabbard, she's backing a guy who kills with chemical warfare. period. And she
What's
loves
the deal
Russia.
with Putin? What's the
Well,
deal with
that was
Putin?
even better. When she got appointed or nominated,
Yeah.
it was all over Russian TV and all over Russian news. And they were so happy. Tulsi Gabbard. Oh, right on. We love her because she loves Russia. She's a mouthpiece for Russia. Now, understand, she has been nominated to be director of national, was DNI, national, was it national information or whatever it is? Mohammed, we're okay. We like Pakistan. I'm with you, however you feel there. By the way, we have a lot of international viewers, Dr. Z. I love our Pakistani viewers. I love our British viewers. I love our Indian viewers. I love all of our foreign viewers. Thank you all for coming on. And Imran Khan seems to have been pushed around by a government that just doesn't like democracy, but it's hard to say. I'm not a great expert in Pakistan, but I say, Mohammed, I'm with you. So we got Tulsi Gabbard, they were dancing when she was on there. Oh, director of national DNI, the national information. So what's going to happen is when you do that, you are a person who is taking in all the info from around the world, from your friends and from the CIA and everything. Problem is, who's going to feed her info? They don't trust the person. She's going to be, it has nothing to do with her being a woman. This has nothing to do with her being white. This has nothing to do with her being Samoan. This has nothing to do with her having a gray streak in her hair. This has got nothing to do with anything. The problem we've got here is if you're an ally of the United States, how can you trust this person to give her information, which she may just pass on to the Russians or pass on to the Syrians or doesn't consider it important enough and thinks that that's more important than our interests, though in her mind, don't misunderstand, I'm not calling her a traitor or anything like that, but in her mind, being Putin is the way to live. She doesn't understand the Constitution, I don't think, but that's where she stands, and that's going to be a problem. And I don't think our friends are going to give us that info. And if we can't exchange info with our friends, what good is our security? What good is our defense? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think she's an asset.
Wait, hold on. Wait, let me come back. I'm sorry. Tyler, we love you. We know Trump won. We said it. Trump won. Right on. I do Trump on here. Are you okay? Uh-oh, trouble. He left me. That's Philly back there. We got Trump. So I understand we're not on that. Trump's the president. We're talking our way through what we think is going to happen and what the problems are. I think he's got some good cabinet picks. I think Marco Rubio will be good. I think there's some others. What's this guy, the hedge fund guy who's going to be a treasury guy? He may be okay, though he's super into crypto. And you got all that. So we're not on all this cabinet picks. We're talking about major cabinet picks where this guy just wants to come in and just tear things apart and go with it. What do you say, Dr. Fee?
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody pointed out that Trump won, so he gets to put in whoever he wants to put in. But I think the Senate does have a duty to review these candidates to make sure that they're not harmful for the country, that they have some qualifications at least, that they're not going to spread misinformation. They're not going to spread misinformation to the country. They're not going to share secrets with Russia. That we have responsibility to look at that sort of thing. And at least we got rid of Gaetz, but we need to take a close look at some of these other candidates as well. And you're right, Gabbard, I think, is a very problematic one.
I agree. The Senate has a duty. It's called advise and consent. It's constitutional. Trump doesn't get the right to get whom he wants. He has the right to nominate. That's the word. He has the right to nominate who he wants to nominate. The Senate then has an advice and consent decision to decide how good this person's going to be in the job, and will this person look out for the American people? I'm just kind of re-saying what you were saying. And does this person look out for the American people? And it's their job then to say yes or no. Okay, it's really simple that way. So he doesn't get who he wants. He nominates who he wants.
Right.
He gets but he's going to get almost everybody. The Senate's going to quiver at his feet. Gaetz was so bad. I'm telling you, it was strictly a smokescreen. Gaetz was so bad, there was no way they were going to go for that. But that gives them the excuse to say, we were independent. We'll put in Tulsi Gabbard. Look what we did with Gaetz, even though he couldn't represent you if you had a speeding ticket. So, that kind of stuff. So when you go around with it, That's where it is. So I agree. I'm not worried about Trump. He's going to do what he wants to do. That's my problem with the whole thing that's going on here. Why isn't he president already, Dr. V? Why isn't Trump president? We're sitting here. I understand let's talk our
He
history,
has
and
to put together his cabinet. It's got a lot of work to do.
it's constitutional, Dr. V. It's kind. He takes
He's
office.
carefully planning and evaluating every candidate for his cabinet. He's doing a lot of work right now to get
And
things
if I
ready.
say, but his boys did it for him. His boys did it before we came into this. So they were already
Yeah,
lined
no,
up
you're
for him.
right.
He said, I win. I want this. Make sure you have this, this. They were all ready. And he had his list. He knew what he was doing. This guy's been doing this for 8 years. He knows what he's doing. So when it comes to that, to tear down the country. But when I'm talking, that's just, and I'm with you. The problem is that the Constitution says you become president at a certain time, that it was written that way because
Yeah.
you had horse and buggy. Everybody's got to understand this. You just got on your horse and you came up. And if you're in New York and you're coming down, it's freezing cold and there's snow and you're stuck at the local, it wasn't a hotel, it was whatever the local place was where you couldn't drink water because water was bad. So you got drunk all the time and you ate the, ugh. And I don't know how these people lived, incredibly strong, tough people. And you come down, it'd take months to get there. That was also the reason for recess appointments. So when we sit with this kind of situation, it just takes too long, but that's gone. So we have narrowed that time limit before, but now we have to be in a position, I think he should be president already. I don't know what the holdup is. We voted him in. Let's get it moving. It shouldn't take 2.5 months, 3 months to let Biden. He's like a lame duck. He's nothing. What's he doing? Biden, I mean, Trump's basically running around talking to everybody. Nobody's listening to Biden. The only thing Biden's doing, which was good, is he gave the missiles. He finally gave the
Yeah, I know.
ATACMS
What do you think
to
about that?
Ukraine. I've been screaming. How long have I been screaming about that, Dr. V? We should have given them all that stuff years ago. The Ukraine war would have been over at that point.
I mean, is it
And
going to escalate or?
well, it was escalating. They brought in the North Koreans. What are you going to do? And anyway,
Nuclear weapons.
yeah, well, he ain't going to do
That's what he said.
Okay, he said he's been saying it for a while. Who's he going to hit with nuclear weapons? Like he's not going to get hit back? I mean, what sense does it make? It doesn't. Look, is he a loon? Yeah. Is he a thug? Yeah. Is he a killer? Yeah. Excuse me. You saw how the guy from the Russian ballet just got pushed out the window.
Yeah,
That's just
I
you
know
saw that, right? This
those
happens
windows
all
over
the time.
there are really dangerous.
Oh, dangerous. He'll kill you anywhere. But that's the problem you got. So, but I'm not worried about nuclear war. Look, if the guy's going to be that loony, he's going to do it anyhow. And if you're going to lay back and say, my gosh, if I do this, he's going to hit me with nuclear blast, then you're a loser because then he knows he can always hit you with the nuclear blast. So it's really, I just don't believe it. If he doesn't, I think that he's opening up the floodgates. I mean, but I just don't see China saying go for it because China doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah, that's a
I
problem.
don't think.
Yeah.
So they want to make money. They're smart. They're not dummies. So you look at all this. So let's get Trump in there. Let's make him the president. Let's amend the Constitution and get this date in there. And just, I think he should be there so we can quit with this. What's everybody doing for 2 months? Sebastian Gurka, another loon. Yeah, this one and this one and this one. And you go, just put him in office already. Let these guys start doing their thing because when they start doing it, that's when we're going to have the action here. When he starts his, hold it, William, you're misunderstanding what I said. I'm saying it ain't going to happen. I'm saying that Putin is threatening because it ain't going to happen. I'm saying if he does it, then there's nothing you can do to stop him, and he's a loon. You're misunderstanding. I lived, and Dr. V lived through the USSR. They threatened nuclear destruction for decades, and we had to live with that. You don't think we see that? I understand it. It's horrible. My position is I don't think Putin's that much of a loon. I think Putin is in his mind in some ways reasonable and doesn't he knows if he starts dropping nuclear weapons there's going to be a conflagration everywhere. I mean, that's what it is. I'm not deceived. What do you think? Everybody will shake hands if he drops a nuclear weapon, immortal? I mean, that's what it is. And William's talking to the doctor. He's
Talking to
to
me,
you.
yeah. No, when I said about nuclear weapons, it's because that's something I've been concerned about, and that was, I think, the reason why we didn't allow them to. Uh oh. Oh no. Can you still hear me?
Listen to me. You're
Oh
breaking
my
up. You're
goodness.
breaking up.
You're coming in clear.
Now
Okay.
I got you. You're back. You're back now. Go. Start over. You're back. Dr.
All
V, you're
right.
back.
With
Start
respect
over.
to
Go.
nuclear weapons, it's something I am concerned about. And I think if Putin actually thought he was losing the war, that would be his last resort. And so I think that was the reason why Biden didn't allow Ukraine to send missiles deep into Russia, because he was afraid of escalating. But now it sounds like everyone's on board that something's going to happen as soon as Trump gets in there. Trump's been saying that he could end this war in 24 hours, and he may actually turn out to be right. That if Ukraine sees that they're not going to get support from the United States, they're going to be pressured to make some sort of deal. So I wanted to ask you, Mark, what kind of deal could they actually negotiate? What would be
I don't
something?
think they can. I don't think they can negotiate a deal. I think if Trump wants to force it, then it's going to be the deal that Trump wants it to be.
Well,
Trump
so
and Putin will want it
what
to
would the
be.
deal look like? What's a reasonable
I think
deal?
if the it would be everybody's got what they got now. The Ukrainians would have to trade Kursk back.
Right,
That's the area of Russia that they
right.
are right now, that they're hitting hard. They have that to negotiate with. They've given up a chunk of the east where
Yeah,
they're having where the Russians are moving forward in the east.
right.
So you're dealing with this as we're going on. And the question is what kind of trade it'll be and who pushes what. And that's why Biden has given all this stuff he could to
Do you
to
think?
Zelensky now to make his moves.
Yeah. Do you think Ukraine could negotiate where they're allowed to join NATO if they give up certain land?
No.
They won't get
I
NATO.
don't think NATO wants Ukraine. I think the issue is going to be guarantees and
Yeah,
what kind of
guarantees what?
guarantees.
How are they going to enforce the guarantees? That's
That's
what
a
they've been
very
saying
good.
the last couple times.
You're more than correct. Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons, if you
Right,
remember,
exactly.
because
So
they were
Ukraine's not going to go for
guaranteed.
that. Guarantees.
I'm just talking about what they're talking about, okay? And NATO isn't going to bring them in one day. It takes years to get ready to
All
come on in
right.
and do things. So I just don't see that. I don't
There
see
needs to be
that.
a path for NATO and those areas that are under Russian control, give them a chance to have a free and democratic vote to decide if they want to join up with Russia or Ukraine.
Why are you always so rational? Rationality doesn't work here, and that's the whole point. Before we get back to
Okay,
it. Hey guys, Dr. V, Joe talks. You got to get on his channel and say put more videos up. He threatens every week. Come on to Just an
I
American
got a
Citizen.
view on one
Please
of
give
my
us
videos.
right on.
I got a
Give
view
us
this week.
thumbs.
I need
Do it, Dr. V.
subscribers
Smiley.
though.
You can only do it if you put up the videos, Dr. V. Please, we need the thumbs up. Please subscribe to Just American Citizen and put comments in there. And Dr. V. Joe Talks. We're coming back to Ukraine and Russia and all that. I think the problem you got is Trump. You're too rational. The Putin does not want Ukraine going into NATO. Period. So
I
if
know
they
that's
don't
what
want
he.
that,
But is he
so
willing
how's
to
he going to
give that
agree to
up?
it? How's it? You think he could just give it up? I don't think it's that easy. Look, I think you're
I don't think he wants
rational.
to keep this war going. It's a drain on his resources.
I don't think
He
he
needs to
cares.
find a way to save face and stop the war.
What kind of resources are you talking about? He brings
Humans,
in the
human
North.
beings. Was it 400, 600,000 men died?
Let me tell you something. You think he cares? This guy's a thug. This guy's a killer. This guy's a murderer. He's sending in Korean troops now, North Korean
Yeah.
troops with the young on. He doesn't care. He blows up. He blows up everywhere kids are. He blows up schools. He blows up. Putin is dirt. What are you talking about, Dr. V? Putin will do whatever it takes. You oppose Putin, he kills you. He
Yeah, but
kills you in
once you
the sky.
start drafting young men in Russia,
And they don't care. Look, what they're doing, which is so interesting, if people are not looking into what's going on in Russia, all these kids are wearing military uniforms in school now. And they're left, right, left. They're drilling, they're doing all this kind of stuff. And it's like crazy. They're turning into a military country. Putin doesn't care less
you
about
think all
death and
these
life.
Russian mothers want their sons to go off in a stupid war
I
to
don't think
die?
they care that much. I think the babushkas run around and you say, hey, Look, the Russians are tough people. Tough people, incredibly tough people. But they've been in war. They fight all the time. They're always in wars. They've had horrible leadership. The Tsar was horrendous. Then you have Lenin. I'm sorry. Yeah, you have Lenin and those guys coming in. They didn't do much of a job. All they did was take over the people. They have vodka problems, heavy drinking problems. I'm not joking. Everybody knows the alcoholism in Russia. And then suddenly, when the wall came down, things started getting a little bit better. People could get some jobs. They could make money. Everybody was talking, but you're cutting it off now because let's get back to really the overall issue of what's over. What's happening? The American century is over. The world has split up. We have to look at who are our friends going to be, who are those we're going to deal with generally, and who are our adversaries. It's going to be 3 different areas. We'll know who our real friends are, but everybody's afraid of us. Everybody's pulling away from us. Excuse me. Nobody trusts us anymore for good reason. So you got to stand up and do things. If you're going to sit there and go, bop, 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 they're not going to do a deal with Putin like this. He's going to let Putin do what Putin wants to do, and Ukraine's going to taste it. And I think it's just that simple. It's just crazy. At the same time, he's got to get into the Middle East and deal with this. You know where I stand? I think they all want Israel destroyed, but if Israel doesn't stop fighting, something ain't going to happen. I mean, there's got to be some type of peace. There's got to be something worked out where everybody can try to live together. There you got over 2,000 years of hatred, the black hole of hatred of American history there. We got to work that. Can Trump come in and do something there? Is the idea just more bombs? I don't know. I don't know. Can Iran straighten out? Iran doesn't want to straighten out because they got Russia, China, and North Korea behind them. Okay, so when you look at that, you see they're coming in. Is Iran really a natural enemy? I think they are of ours because it's kill America.
The government is. The people are not.
The government, it
I
doesn't
don't even think
matter.
the Russian people are our natural enemies. I think
Let me
the
tell
government that they
you.
have is.
Let me tell you, who cares? Who pushes the
I
buttons?
care about the people in the other countries. I think they're.
I love you too. I love those people too. But who pushes the buttons, Dr. V? Not the people, the government. Who shoots the missiles? The government.
Yeah.
Who sends out the drones? The government. Who kills the women in Iran because they don't put stuff on there and put on the hijab or whatever, and they'll kill them for that? The government. That's what it is. Okay? And the people are part of the government.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. Okay?
I hear you. So one of the things I like to do with this get together that we have on Sunday mornings is to talk about solutions for issues. So I think we can move past this person is evil, that person's evil, but let's talk about the country trying to figure out solutions for issues. And I honestly do wish Trump well. I hope he is successful. I hope he does figure out solutions for things. And maybe here we can work together to figure out solutions for things. That's what I'm
I
thinking
hope
about.
so. You're such a lover. You're such a reasonable person. I hope so. And remember, Dr. V, I never use the word evil. I don't go by and call anybody else evil. I call them other names, but I don't call them evil, okay? I'm not into this evil and this and God is on our side and God hates you and you're evil and you're going to hell. I'm not into any of that. You know, that's not my game. You're either a piece of or you're a good person. It's really just that
fair
simple.
enough. Fair enough.
Okay, that's where I come from with that. And if the people support their government, allow their government to do these things, the Russians have always loved having a strong man. The Tsar for so many decades, so long. And then they had the USSR. Now they got Putin. They love a strong man. That's their thing. The Iranians, I'm not sure. They haven't had a democracy. So who knows if they got it there? Or the Assyrians. You've got you got to look at this and go, where are we going? And the problem is the whole bottom line for America, as far as all I care about is America. I'm just an American citizen. I love our country. It's the greatest country in the world. There's no other country like our country, even with Trump as president. There is no other country like this country. It's the greatest country in the world. And what's happening is I really believe we brought so much good to the world, a lot of bad stuff, but so much good with economies and being able to trade and being able to do things and being able to grow and get better and incredible technology. And my concern is that we are getting split off from all of our friends, and we're so busy splitting ourselves up. here in America, there's no way that we're really going to be able to reshape it the way hopefully we can, because I'm not talking about reshaping the world. I'm talking about reshaping America, because America is going to be reshaped. So the question is going to be, that's another reason why I want to get him as president already, because when he starts rounding up people, we're going to start seeing things. We're going to start seeing people. This is what it's going to be interesting, when the kids are being separated from their parents. When they go in and you see a military vehicle in your street out front, I'm not worried about seeing it where I live, because I don't think our governor will deal with it. But if you're in Texas, you'll have it, and they'll be going up. What if they're going up and down the streets? Are you going to be happy? What are you going to do if you have pictures of American kids? Remember, a lot of these illegal immigrants, I'm using, that's the words, have American children. They were born here. What are you going to do? You're going to separate them? You're going to say you leave and your children stay here? I'm hearing the head of Trump's immigration rule guy is going to say no. Take the kids with you. Hold on. They're Americans. Right. You're just going to take American kids and throw them out of the country? So these are issues I think are going to lead the process. Another reason I want to be the president already. Let's get to it already and deal with all this. But I think when you start seeing back to 1776, my friend, the children go with them. They're Americans. My friend Thurizaz or whatever. 1776. Are you kidding? They didn't even have indoor plumbing. They had no heat. They had no air conditioning. They had no good food. The water was horrible. People died every summer from bugs killing them. What are you talking about? But thank you for your comment. I very much appreciate it.
Good comment.
1776, they had great uniforms, though, when they were able to wash them, which I think only happened once a month. So you have all that. I mean, think about all that kind of stuff. So I just think we have to now. That's why I wanted to be. I think you're going to see a problem there. I think you're going to see a real, and then what they're going to try to do is change the Constitution, amend it, or change it in some way so that these children that are born here are no longer Americans. Think about this. You can't be. You come here. You're born here. You're not an American. How can Americans throw out Americans? I hear these are the same people who say they're against people having the right to control their body. They're the same people who say you don't have the right to have an abortion. Yeah, I don't want you to be an American just because the Constitution says you're an American. You're not an American.
What does American stand
for? It's a separation. It's Dr. V, I need you to stand up for this.
Yeah.
This is all separation. It's not coming together.
Exactly.
Government shouldn't be telling us what to do. Hey, Seth, Dr. V will tell you. This is me, baby. It's me and Dr. V. I love this. I get worked up. I love America. I love our country. I love your comments. I love you people. I'm just an American citizen. I love Dr. V. 53 years he and I go back and forth. So yeah, I'll get worked up. We all get worked up, but isn't that what we need? It's crazy. When you listen to the people on Fox and they get all worked up, nobody says, don't get worked up. But when somebody else comes on who doesn't agree, it gets all worked up. You go, okay, Dr. V, take it.
Yeah.
So before you take it, please give us thumbs up. Please, we love your thumbs up. We love your comments. Thank you. Please go to Dr. V, Joe Talks. Please subscribe. The Just American Citizen, please subscribe. Look, I asked because I ain't too proud to beg. Sweet darling, please don't leave me, girl. Hey, we don't care. Go for it, Dr. V.
Yeah, so this is what I wanted to say. This is Thanksgiving week. This is a time for us to be grateful for things. We're going to get together with friends and family, many of whom don't agree with your opinion. But try to be patient with people. Try to be understanding. Reach out and try to understand other people's perspectives. Human beings, I think, have two trends in them. There's a part of human beings that want a king. They want a father. They want someone to tell them what's the right thing to do to help relieve their anxiety. But we also have a part of us that wants freedom, wants to be able to explore things, wants to be able to learn, to grow, to evolve. And we each have these sort of conflicting needs. I think the country voted they wanted to have more than king. They wanted to have somebody who's strong, a leader, tells us what we're supposed to do. And I think that's why Trump won the election. Some countries like Russia are really strongly wanting to have that king, that strong leader. Other countries more have a more of a liberal, a more of a democratic view where they want personal freedom. And I think we have those two strands going on, and that's what we have to decide. I think the American dream has been where we really encourage individual freedom.
Dr.
And and
V,
and
look at the
and I think
comments.
that's what's being threatened right now, and that's why many people that you're gonna get together for Thanksgiving with are worried because they're afraid their freedom is gonna be taken away.
They ain't worried. Now all of a sudden the Republicans say the economy is great. You saw the polls. Now everything is great. Don't give me that. That ain't freedom. Look, what I'm looking at are the comments. Incredible comments. Thank you for these comments. These are the ones about the kids who are here. Look at those, Dr. V.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether we get rid of these kids who are Americans. Now, understand something, guys. We have gender neutral. We have a law. People come here and they're not American citizens, but they have a child here. They are American citizens. It's just that simple. And you can't just take a citizen and strip a citizen's rights. And you can't just say to the kids, as somebody said there, you're out of here when you get older, come back. They're not going to let them back. What are you talking about? They're not going to be Americans. Dr. V, look what's going on here. Here's Doomerang. If I cross the league with my children in another country, we all get kicked out. That's a different issue. If you go to the other country and then you have the baby, that baby belongs in America, and you or somebody's going to have to take care of that baby.
Right.
And America has a duty to that baby because that baby is an
Was
American
born
citizen.
here.
And whereas it does apply, it applies to anybody in America. Wrong. I'm sorry, former slaves. Come on. Come on, okay? What are you going to say? The Second Amendment only applies when you have a musket? It doesn't work that way. Bottom line is simple. The kids are here. They're our kids. It's the same thing when you talk about people's bodies. When you have a child and you say you can't do whatever, you can't have I hate to use the word abortions and all that, then you're saying that America should take care of these children then. And those are American children, Dr. V. I don't care where they're born in America. And nobody takes care of these children. And all we hear about is this, that. And these kids are growing up and they get into gangs, they go into this, they go into that, because we Americans are not looking at how much we have changed. Our country has changed. The people are here and how we have to take care of it. If we take care of our kids will love our country. That's the whole idea. And we're not teaching our kids to love our country. And I say our kids, meaning our parents, they're not ours, but Americans, and to make them part of America and to bring them up. I mean, if there's one thing that Russia does right, I'm totally against what they do. But these kids are growing up loving Russia. They're learning about Russia. I mean, their history's BS, but they're learning about Russia and everything. And they go up Russia. We need people like the way you and I grew up. First in war, first in peace, first in the heart of his countrymen.
Well,
That is the story of Washington. That is the glory of Washington. Do you think the kids ever hear little ditties like that anymore? No, because we don't teach our kids this stuff, Dr. V. We are not just American. I'm just an American citizen, but that's how we all have to start reaching out and deal with our kids. And if we love our kids love us. We all start coming together. But we keep saying you, and don't say you're just an American. I'm coming back to my old way of saying it. Put on your Raven sweatshirt. Go out to the game, not going to go to the bar. Doesn't matter if you're MAGA. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat. It doesn't matter who you are. You love the Ravens. Everybody talks to everybody. Yeah. And you cheer together, and the politics don't matter. And then you're just an American citizen. And then people start looking at you differently and go, you're a pretty cool dude. You come in here, you do it with us. That's what we need. This media and all this I hear about Facebook, everything, jive, TikTok, jive. Get out there. That's what Democratic politicians need to do. That's what all politicians do. Get out there and talk to people. Have a good time. And it doesn't matter if you agree with them. And I know I would do it in a second. I love going out and seeing people. I love jiving with people. It is so much fun. And people start realizing, hey, when you start talking to people, like, you realize they're good people. You may not agree with them, but they're good people, and you can respect them. You don't have to agree with them. You can respect them. It's like rich people, the super wealth. You don't have to be impressed, but you respect them. them for what they did.
There
Just
you go.
just like Americans are, you respect them because they're your friends, because they do that. And you're Tharaz, you're correct. That's where we're going with all of this.
Yeah,
We are there. Okay, you don't have to
that's the
fly.
point.
The kids are citizens. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doctor. That to me is we have to come. That's how we come together. It's not hard. You just have to look at each other, drink a beer, and go at it. I'm sorry. Go
Exactly.
ahead,
Yeah,
Doctor.
there's paraphrase the president-elect. There are good people on both sides, and it's important to reach out and try to understand. Mark, let me ask you, what are you grateful for this Thanksgiving season? Let's put some things out. Maybe some of the people can put some comments in about the sort of things that they're grateful for, instead of being so
Well, I'm
angry and
grateful.
upset all the time. What are we grateful for?
I'm grateful that the food poisoning got out of my system, and I'm hopefully going to be eating something later today. That's after losing 3 pounds. That's what I'm grateful for. But after that, I have my health, I have my family, I have my country, I have my friends.
There you go.
I have, what else can you look for? I mean,
There you go.
isn't that what makes us so tremendous? And we can yell and scream at everybody, and we can do it. But you mean, I could go, I see Dr. V, we hug each other. It doesn't matter if we disagree. He could tell me he thinks I'm a goof. How many times has he told me? It doesn't matter. I just hug him. I just love him. And
Exactly.
he's the same. It's great. And that's what I'm so happy about. Live in the greatest country in the world with really good people who are really generally good people, Americans. And I got a great family and I got great friends. I still have my health. What else can you ask for, Dr. V? What are you grateful for?
Oh, I'm also grateful that the Eagles drafted a good secondary, and so their defense is pretty good right now.
Well,
And
I need that
the
for the
Sixers have
Ravens.
a
Go ahead.
good guard now, so good rookie
Okay.
guard. So I'm grateful for
Okay.
those things. I'm grateful for my friends in a fantasy football league, who many of them voted for Trump, except for Benji. He's an asshole, but except for Benji, the rest of them are pretty good. So yeah, and of course the family. Uh, there's so many things to be grateful for, and you're right. We live in a fantastic country.
Oh,
There's no reason to be angry all the time, to be hateful, to try to divide individuals. Let's look for real solutions for issues that we have, and be thankful for
sure.
the good things that we do have in this country. Life. You get to a certain age and you realize life can be very short, and it can be gone in an instant. Don't spend your time being angry. Don't spend your time being upset. Look for the things that are beautiful in the world. So that's my Thanksgiving message.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We got a lot of people here. We have those who believe in God and Jesus. We have those who say it's not real, but they all have the right to believe what they
And
believe.
I'm
And I'm
thankful
with
for the
that.
comments, and I'm thankful for
Right.
the people who join us on Sunday mornings.
We love our community. Mwah! Gosh, do we love you? And we love your
Oh,
comments. Mwah! Do we love
my
your
wife said
comments?
I better be thankful for her. She's listening in the background. I'm
Well, that's what
thankful
you
for
should
my
say,
wife. Yes.
family. Let me tell you, you should be thankful for her because there ain't no question you should be thankful for her, Dr. V, because she
I know.
keeps you on the straight and narrow, okay? And you need that. Not necessarily the narrow, but the straight. Because I know what happens with man, she keeps him. He's so busy helping everybody. And she said, you can't help the world. You can only help some people. So he helps some people plus a chunk of the world.
There you
And
go.
then but he's left me out there adrift for 53 years for some reason. I think he seems to think it's more fun to let me just kind of go out and do my thing. I don't know what it is. Either way. So, but that's what we're all thankful for. We love you guys. And we just said, well, this is what's great about it. Think about this. What other country can you sit down and just talk like this? Whether you agree or not, what other country can you do? What other country you get up, turn on NFL later today, or you put on some TV, watch what you want to do it. It's just tremendous. And I just love it here. And it's going to start being great again. But I think we're going to have some issues. They're going to lead to some real problems come January. And because I think a lot of it's going to be this mass deportation and the kids. And when you see the pictures, click of kids have their arms out, dad, mom are leaving, and they get pulled away. If that starts happening, I think we're going to have a problem. And I think it's going to lead to these problems. We just have to get prepared for it. And that's why we should be more focused on ourselves right now, because everybody outside sees our problems and tries to take advantage of us when we have our problems. And that's what people forget. Look at our history. It's always that way. And when you're still great, we should be focusing in and doing all this. I mean, look at Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are going to cut, what, $2 trillion off the budget by getting rid of all these people. And they said, the economy is going to be bad for 2 years. How can you say that? What am I missing, Dr. V? You're coming into office and you're saying you're going to make the economy bad for 2 years? That's what Trump, that's what Musk says. But of course, when you're the richest man in the world and you're the smartest man in the world, it doesn't matter if everybody else loses money, right? All it matters is that you can make your money. The man's a genius, but it's like he's in outer space. I'll give him this, SpaceX and all that, right on. Boeing is a delinquent reject, okay? That used to be one of our greatest corporations. It is so embarrassing, Boeing, that America has Boeing that couldn't even bring our astronauts back from space, okay? Because they can't build a good spacecraft. They have trouble building, I lost you. They have trouble building airplanes. I mean, it's all crazy. It's absolutely whack. So what do you do with that kind of stuff? You just, that's Dr. V. He's always losing a connection. You know that? But what are you going to do? So when you look at this, maybe he'll come back in. I don't know if I can bring him back in, but hopefully Dr. V will be putting in comments. So when we're dealing with all this, we have to sit back and go, what is great about us? And that we have to start looking at now. Because as we go forward, there's going to be some real problems in this country after January. A lot of disagreements. And Jersey Mike, you just made what, $4 billion, Jersey Mike? Right on, selling your sub place. I say right on. Those subs aren't bad. I eat the turkey one with the junk one and the salad dress, not the salad dress, the oil and vinegar. That's what I do. It's really pretty back. And so that's where we go with that. Can we go back? We have to help. We have so much we have to do now. We have to sit back. Yes, love your neighbors. Right on. That's what we've got to do. We got to love our neighbors. We got to sit down. We got to come together. Please give me thumbs up. Where am I wrong here on this? We have to come together and be one. We are America, not a person American, this type of American, that type of an American. We are Americans. And it's like crazy when I see people saying, wow, we're having a real problem with this and do all of this. That's what's so tremendous about what we've got. And that's what's so tremendous about your input and laying it all out. You see, Dr. V got a bad connection. Dr. V's always been a problem. We love him, but he gets a VPN. He didn't know he had a VPN. He kept getting cut off there. I had to get StreamYard, and he's got this. Dr. V, we love you. You got to work something. We got to put you in a different part of your house. So the bottom line is right now, at Thanksgiving, we have to all start looking at what is it that we have that's so great. Boomerang, of course, there's a legal way to enter. Let's talk immigration quickly. What have I been saying? Go on to Just an American Citizen. I've got so many immigration videos on there. I've been saying the same thing for over 10 years. The people who are in line to be Americans should be made Americans real fast. What is the holdup? If they're there legally, they've been in line, they've been taking the tests, they're paying their money, they're good people. Why are they not Americans? Now, number two, those who are here illegally, but maybe have overstayed their visa, if they're paying taxes, if they're paying into Social Security, they don't get the benefits you and I get. If they're doing all that, we should give them a green card or visa or something and say, stay here, keep working, and we're going to give you a track to become Americans. That'd be the second stage of Americans who are there, who are coming because they've earned their way in. And then we deal with those who don't belong here, those criminals, those who are horrible, coming here just looking to take advantage of people. We deal with them and deal with them hard because other immigrants are coming here to get rid of those people. We don't want those people here. And then we set up a border. You got to remember, the border's changed over the years. The laws have changed. People used to sneak in. Now people come in and say, take me. So the laws have to change to be prepared to deal with all that. So we limit it and we keep it legal. But now we got to take care of all these people who are waiting to be Americans. Why aren't they Americans yet? Why are all these people who had years who have doing it all? Why are they not Americans yet? And why are we not embracing those who are here who are not legal but are paying taxes and paying Social Security? They can't vote. They can't get Social Security. They can't bank. But they're doing it because they're really working here like strong Americans. We got to get them in line, give them a chance to become Americans. And then we deal with those that are out there, the sickos we got to get rid of. That's how we start bringing it together. It's like bringing our country and people starting to come together. I'm tired of hearing that you're white or you're Jewish or you're black or you're this or you're that. You're an American. That's what makes us so great here. We have an idea. People come here for an idea. People came here for an idea. Okay? It's the problem is, old chum, they're already out. Problem is, we got to change the rules now and then start changing and catch and start dealing with people as we go along. Once again, I think the key is those you have to start looking at them. Those that are here that may be legally, you don't want to just throw them out. If they're paying taxes and they're working and they got families, how can you throw them out? These are people you want to be Americans. I know I would want them to be Americans. So let's give them a chance to earn their way in, like the right way. Okay, and let them know. And the people have great Americans. What am I missing there? And then we have to put up the new rules outside, so we only let in those that are come in legally. And then those that are breaking rules here, get rid of them and do it fast and quit fooling around. But at the same time, we have to, that's looking at America. Then now, if we all start talking like this, we're looking at ourselves as Americans, as how do we go forward as Americans, not as a woman who's an American or man who's an American or transgender who's an American or indigenous who's an American or an Indian who's an American or a Pakistani. And once again, thanks. I love all these foreign viewers we have. You guys are the greatest. We're just Americans. And when you just start talking that way, and when you start feeling that way, and you start understanding that way, you'll fight with everybody. I'm not blaming anybody here. You can't blame anybody. I sound good, but hey, at least nobody accused me of being a pillow guy today. Then you can't do it because the key about America is we have an idea. We got the Bill of Rights. We got the Constitution. We got the Declaration of Independence. But you don't have to be born here to enjoy those rights. That's what's so great. So people come here, and if they come here, we do everything legally, we clean things up, we do it right. Just think, it becomes like a soup. The basic soup, the chicken stock is America. It's the Constitution. It's the Bill of Rights. It's the Declaration of Independence. And the spices, which make the soup taste so good, are all of us from different backgrounds that throw it in there and you just stir it up. And sometimes it gets a little too spicy or not spicy enough. That's what's so great about it. I love Puerto Rico, that beautiful island. So that's what we've got, great Americans there. So that's what we've got to do as we go forward with this. And that's how we have to start looking at this. Okay? Please be quiet. Thank you. So that's how we have to start looking at this. And if we start understanding we are all Americans because we don't have to be the same ethnicity. We don't have to be the same politically. We don't have to be the same color. We don't have to be the same gender because we are all one that comes from an idea. That's what's so incredible. That's the strength that we can't let that leave us as we go forward. We have to remember what we are and where we are and who we are and go forward with it. And once again, please give me thumbs up. You may not agree with me, but man, I love everything you guys are putting out there for us. And please subscribe to Just an American Citizen and put comments on there. I always come back to you. And of course, Dr. V, Joe talking. We got to talk to him about how he does all this. Smart as can be. He can't do it. Dr. V, the soup with many ingredients. E pluribus unum. That's the rest. That's it. That's it. That's where we are, man. We're happening. And that's how we have to look at this. And that's what I ask. And that's really the whole push of this channel. Is I call it, I'm just an American citizen. I'm no more than that. But I love my country. And I love you all. And we're going to be going, remember, every Sunday at 11 o'clock. And I'm thinking about, I've been asked to be do a second one during the week. We're talking about that. But right now, things are going to be a little bit slow until we get till Trump being sworn in. He should have been sworn in already. So enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy. My food poisoning's gone. I'm going to be eating something. I'm psyched. All I can say is thank you all. I love you all. I'll be back next Sunday. Dr. V will be back next Sunday at 11. Oh, I may not. We may have to make it a little bit earlier because I'm going to the game. Go to your football games. Talk to your friends. Say it doesn't matter what your politics are. We're all together. And thank you. And that's the way it is. Period. See y'all later.